Looking for a small, mobile and battery-powered Fresnel light? Look no further. Here's the Astera QuikBeam.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Welcome from BSC 2026 here at the Astera booth. I'm with Ben. How are you doing?
Very good, and you?
Very good. Busy show?
Really busy, really busy. A little bit slow at the beginning, but now really, really good.
Yeah, people should see the crowds behind us.
Yes.
So nice that there's so much interest in cinema products. But we reported about what we're going to talk about already. I'm very excited about this product. So tell us about the QuikBeam.
Well, this is a product that we thought from the very beginning for the film industry, even when the event industry is very interested on it. So we want to follow the tradition of the old Fresnel HMI spotlights, like very tiny, that you can fit them pretty much everywhere, hard light, good Fresnel light. And we wanted to add all the cool things about Astera, right? Like swappable batteries and then all the wireless options and so on. There's many things that are similar to the products that the people know already, like Quick Spot and Quick Punch. So you have the 13-degree to 60-degree zoom range, you have the Fresnel lens, but many other things that are brand new.
Like?
Like, for example, this. I think this is the moment where many people thought, oh wow, so we can also do that with a light. So yes, we have the QuikBrick, we call it, which are swappable batteries that you can mount on a charging dock. There are many ways to charge them. One of them is you just put it in, and there is in here an Ethercon connector. So you can go, it's a power over Ethernet connector, so you can just go with an RJ45 or directly at Ethercon and charge the light while sending Ethernet-based protocols such as streaming ACN or RNet. But you can also charge it on a charging dock that comes in the kit, up to 4 batteries at once, or you can use the USB-C, which is quite cool, not only because you can fast charge, but also because if you're running out of battery on your iPhone, you can use it as a power bank as well.
Very cool. You talked about the light angle that you can do with a Fresnel. Just run me through the light quality, like the range and how strong it is.
Yes, this goes from 13-degree to 60-degree, like the Quick Spot and like the Quick Punch. But we added something else on the QuikBeam, which is an extra step, which we call hot beam. This hot beam is made especially when you are doing uplighting, so not that much thought for when you're going into the wall. You will see a little bit of the orthogonal shape when you are the hot beam, but it's very useful when you're lighting things up, which is what you do in the Quick Spot and the Quick Punch as well. So apart from that, you have the Titan engine of Astera, RGB plus mint plus amber. So exactly the same quality that you have in Quick Spot, Pluto, any of the Titan tubes, of course, exactly the same, which is what makes this product interesting, right? Like it's part of an ecosystem. It's not that you have this product isolated, it's the other way around. You never need to think about color because all of them have the same color science with the TLCI around 96, 97, all the range of the different color temperatures, and in general, all the things that the people like about Astera, just made in a way more compact factor. I think this is the main thing in this product. It's just less than 2 kilos. So it's really, really convenient if you're gonna shoot in any kind of location, really, because it's quite bright.
So what's a typical application where you see this being used?
I think, well, I want to think that these old times when we were filmmakers going with this case, you remember, with a case of 4 spotlights, and we were using it for everything, with the small tripods, no gear, no gaffers, no nothing. I want to believe that these times are absolutely okay for the modern LED technology. Was the thinking behind, right? We wanted to bring this back. So basically, if you remember those times, we were pretty much using these cases everywhere, right? Like,
yeah, and at some point everybody just changed to using COBs, basically.
Correct, correct. And which is fine. I just think that it's not very good that we have to adapt to the LED technology, right? I think it's the other way around. LED technology can bring improvements to the workflows of the past, which we are still having.
And I found for a very long time it actually was quite hard to find small Fresnels in the market. I always struggled with finding a nice kicker light that can replace the old one that I've been using forever, because there's just not much choice been in the market.
I agree 100%. There's a number of reasons why this is happening, I believe. One is that it doesn't work in the same way, right? So you cannot have a reflector like you had on the tungsten lights, and you just move it. It doesn't matter the lens that you're using, the bulb is going to be the same. With diodes, the size of the diode tells you the size of the lens. So it's not that easy. But it's true that Fresnel's kind of disappeared because the people are interested in using different accessories. The problem is that the more accessories that you have, the bigger the gear.
Yeah, I mean, having a Fresnel accessory for something like a COB is nice, but it makes it very big.
Really, really large. And that's, once again, because we need to adapt to how the LED technology works, right? So we spend a lot of time on how do we make the electronics fit into the optical system. For us, was very important, like the old molds, like the old big ball lenses, because that's what we want, right? At the end, as a cinematographer, what you want is to cover as much as possible in the small available space. So you can put tiny Fresnels here and there, and it's not that we chose the Fresnel just because. We chose Fresnel because this is the right way to do wide coverage, right, with good quality, and this mix between hard light and soft light. So I think it's true, they were kind of disappearing out of the market, and with Astera, basically what we wanted is to bring it back.
Nice. So just tell me about the maximum amount of output you can get with this in terms of lux.
Yes, we always use references because I think that's another big problem of the LED world, right? That when we start talking about wattages and so on, people don't know what that means, right? So this is the same as a 200 watt tungsten equivalent. So a 200 watt Fresnel, which were not that popular in the modern times. It was more like a 150, but we really like the old Fresnels, with the ball lens in 200. So it's quite powerful. This is if you use it at maximum runtime with a battery, which is what we believe most of the people will do. If you're running an event, probably you want to run it at 5-hour runtime or 8-hour runtime, so you don't need to change batteries all the time. But in the film world, of course, there's nothing easier than just changing a battery and put another one in.
The question for me always with a lot of LEDs in the past has been, what happens if I put it to 1%?
Well, has been worrying us from the very beginning with everything that we do in the Astera world. Nothing is like tungsten. Let's start there. Nothing is going to be like tungsten. This is the natural way of doing light because this is organically hitting a filament, right? And you cannot reproduce that on the LED world. But what you can certainly do, and especially when we're working with the RGB, is being very, very careful on that last low-end dimming and being sure that your algorithm doesn't change the color temperature when you go down, which I think is the big problem. It's not just going down to 1% and below. It's more about when you're using RGB, how all these different diodes are compensated so you still see the same color temperature that you saw when it was at 100%. I think this is the big issue because you see lights that are white LED engine only, and then it's kind of easier, but still, it's something that concerns everyone. We believe in Astera we have this under control, but it's just my feeling.
Like you mentioned in the beginning, Astera is well known to be having very connected lights that you can control together. But for those who have no idea
Yes.
What the Astera lights are capable of doing, just run quickly through how can I connect those lights, the different ways and how they work together.
Yes. Okay. Let's just start with the wireless controls, if you want. I always call them the user or the common 5 or the wireless 5 of Astera. Okay. Let me see.
Wireless 5.
The wireless 5. So first of all, CRMX. So Lumen Radio, wireless DMX, which is what most of the people will do. Because it's integrated, you don't need any kind of accessory in between. You go directly from the console to the fixture. The number 2 will be UHF, Astera UHF. We use radio signals. The big advantage, most of the people don't know, the big advantage of the UHF basically is that it can go through walls and it can go with a wider range, right? Not as sensitive as it is with Lumen Radio, but very, very interesting on certain applications. Then you have Wi-Fi, which we use mainly with the Wi-Fi Art7 box. Then you have Bluetooth, which in the case of Astera is a BTB, so it means that the product itself can act as some kind of hub for other products as well. And the final one is infrared. So you can use a remote and just point at the light and do it like this. That's on the wireless side. And in the wired side, depends on the product, but in this case, specifically, because we have the Ethercon, which is one of the big advantages of these products, the only Astera product that has an Ethercon, then you can have directly streaming ACN or RNet, directly Ethernet-based protocols into the fixture, but also the HCP. For example, you can connect your computer directly into the fixture, and then you have a web interface where you can control anything on the display, or you can run it in any IT-based situation. Which is one of the cool things, if you want to integrate it, nowadays powered over Ethernet is everywhere, audio, video, and so on. You just need to connect to absolutely standard switch and it will work out.
Very cool. So finally, let's talk about this kit.
So we have 3 kits. In here, for the film wall, we're only showing 2 of them. One is the 2-unit kit, which is a backpack. And I really, really like to bring this backpack back because once again, in the old times, we were working like this, right? In the backpack, you have 2 units with the bunders and some accessories, the ways to mount it and so on, and 2 power injectors, which is a very, very simple way, like a power supply, to connect PoE to power, to mains power. So for those who are in a situation where they need to be very fast, the 2-unit backpack could be very interesting. Now, the most popular one is for sure the 4-unit.
Is there space for a small tripod as well?
Yeah, well, in the 2-unit backpack, you can put 2 tripods, one on each
perfect.
of the backpack. Perfect. We did it in purpose for this, to use a small Manfrotto or something like that. So basically, if you don't want to have any kind of gear, no gobble heads, nothing, then you can just go with the backpack. And very cool, also the new accessory from Snapback, which is the Quick Round, maybe we can talk about it later. It's something that also fits into the backpack, so you don't need to have anything separated and so on. In the 4-unit kit, then you have 4 units. You have a net box, which is one of the new products that we are releasing with the QuikBeam as well, that allows you to charge, but also prep up to 4 products at the same time through wiring. Actually, you can also put this net box outside, put it on the pipe 100 meters away, and still prep, change the IP addresses or the DMX profile or whatever you want to do on the fixtures from the distance. But it's just a PoE switch. If you don't want to buy this from Astera, you can buy it anywhere else because it's absolutely standard. And then on top of this, you have your bunders, you have your filters, it's softer and elliptical, and also 2 types of airline track adapters. One for gobble heads and the other one for regular tripods, 28mm or 60mm.
Very cool. So you actually try to cover all the use cases already in terms of how you're packaging it, right? Not just have one light and then just do your own thing, but it's like already prepared to be used.
Like in the old times, right? Like you have this case and everything was in there, right? You need to think about anything else. We want to bring this back because, as we said, it's not cool that you need to depend on a truck every time you need to shoot. It's not cool. And we are not in a situation where we don't have technology to solve this problem. We really do have technology for this.
Especially with LED.
Yeah, sure. And with batteries and wireless controls and so on, right now you can go with a tablet and 4 units and you can do a lot of cool things. I think this is one of the, let's say, things that the manufacturers are forced or are responsible for, in my opinion, which is not only do cool things for the very expensive budget, but also do very cool things to open new opportunities for the filmmakers that are coming from the new generation.
That's one of the things we find refreshing these days in general, that there seems to be more and more gear that really thinks about staying small and not making it even more complicated. Right?
Exactly, and we have a lot of, our community base are telling us all the time, what lighting is about nowadays is about 360 lighting, right? It's about letting a space for the actors to behave on the space, to become one with the space, right? And this is completely different, like the way we used to shoot, where we pre-light everything and then the actors have, you need to stay there because this is where the light is nice. Yeah. I think we get this request more and more from cinematographers, gaffers, that please give me a light that can dance with the actors, right? That can create spaces out of the blue. And we really took it very seriously, not only because this is the DNA of Astera, do portable lights, but because we believe they are right. We believe this is a new world where we need to fit in.
So can you put it on a dance mode for me to see?
Of course, that's the other cool thing, that you have RGB. So actually you can put different colors, or with the Astera app, change to different effects and so on. You know that our DNA is in the event world, so certainly you can dance with the QuikBeam.
Good. Pricing availability?
Well, that depends a little bit on the countries, the pricing.
Give me a rough idea. We're in the UK, you can stick with pounds and maybe add the dollars or euros?
Well, let's say it in this way. The difference in price between the QuikBeam and the QuickSpot is the same that between the QuickSpot and the QuickPunch, more or less.
And I would need to know that.
So around, if we're talking euros, probably we are close to the 500 when we are putting the battery in, more or less, but depends on different markets. Availability, we have a law in Astera, and the law in Astera is we don't launch a product if the product is not ready. So it was available from the very first day we launched it. We launched it like a week ago in ISE, and the first day We are showing it to the people. We are already shipping to distributors. So yes, it's available right now.
Great. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Have a good rest of the show.
You too.
Thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned to CineD for a lot more from BSC Expo, and don't forget to like and subscribe.